Hi, I'm Phyllis. My website is southernfrugal.com. This afternoon we're going to have some creamed vegetables, and this was sort of inspired by a person who left a comment, and I could not find it, or I would tell you the name, but I cannot find the comment, about the mother making creamed cabbage. And I have not made creamed cabbage in forever, and I hardly even remember how to make it. So, but we're going to give it a try, because I've had some half of a Napa cabbage in my refrigerator for, I don't know, about a week, and it's still good, but I think I need to go ahead and do something with it. So that's what we're going to do today. So let me turn this down so y'all can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wilt that cabbage down just a little bit. I don't know why my camera will not stay where I put it there. Sorry to wiggle, y'all. So I've got my skillet heating up, and I've got 4 tablespoons of butter in there. I've sliced up that half of the Napa cabbage kind of in little strips, kind of thin. So we're just going to put that in and let it wilt down a little bit. And by the way, I love this cabbage. It's milder really than regular cabbage, a lot milder in fact. And obviously it keeps, when you cut it in half, a little bit better than regular cabbage does. I mean, it had not even turned brown in the area where I cut it in 2. I'm going to go ahead and put a little salt on that to help it along a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, so I've got my burner on, I guess, a little hotter than medium. Actually, about an inch past medium. And we'll just let that simmer for just a little bit, and we're going to let it wilt down. So then we're going to add the other vegetables, which are, I've got 1 carrot and potatoes, and I slice those fairly thin, like that. Anyway, let me just give you a tip on the potatoes. Now, I peeled these potatoes and sliced them probably an hour ago now, because we were watching a news conference on TV. But anyway, what you can do is I use warm water, not hot, but just warm water. Put a bunch of salt in it and just put your potatoes down in there, and they won't turn brown. So you can actually do these hours before that you're going to fix a meal and leave them sitting in that salty water, and they'll do fine. They won't turn brown. So let's just stir this just a little bit. Now, I didn't put any water in there, but I did wash my cabbage. See, it's already cooked down a little bit. Now I've got my oven preheating to 325 degrees, because we're going to be adding some half and half to this, and I don't want to cook it, like at 350 or 400. Even though it'd probably get done faster, but I don't think it'll curdle the milk, because I've never really had half and half curdle. Still got to keep stirring that down. Yeah, so we'll talk a little more. Let me turn this up. Okay, so y'all have been sending in a lot of, I can't get my camera right. Come on, what's wrong here? All right. So y'all have been sending in a lot of recipes, and I have been running copies of them to the point where Mr. Bucky had to go out earlier today and buy some more copy paper. I had run out of copy paper. But anyway, we're going to, over the next, I guess, several months really, because I've got so many, we'll be doing a lot of those recipes. And I've got the copies, and I've got the name of the person who submitted them. Unlike with this creamed cabbage thing, I just could not find that comment. But I'm sure it's somewhere there. Okay, so we have cooked down quite a bit now. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and put some carrots in here. Let me show y'all. I'm just going to put some carrots right on top. Like that. I'm going to cut my burner off because we're going to put this in the oven. Just kind of layer on. And the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put the potatoes that I sliced in right on top. Like that. I might have too many here. I think this was 3 potatoes and 1/2 of a head of Napa cabbage and 1 carrot. Pretty well in here. Yeah, that's what it took, about 3 potatoes. And these are the red potatoes. Alright, that looks good to me. Now we're going to go ahead and put the half and half in it. And I've got, let's see, about 1 2/3 cups of half and half. Turn that down so you can see I've charged all again. And this is, I think, about 1.5 tablespoons of just regular all-purpose flour. There's a little carrot we mixed. Put it right here. So we're just going to mix this up with a whisk. See if we make sure that we don't have any real lumps in it. Now this flour, it will cook. You got to think of it as pudding. This will cook in the heat of the oven in the half and half. Now half and half for you folks, I guess in Europe and England, that don't know what half and half is, it's simply 1/2 cream and 1/2 milk. And here in America we use this a lot for coffee. In fact, that's mostly what Mr. Bucky uses it for. He likes it in his coffee. So that's mixed up pretty well. You could use carnation cream here if you wanted to, or evaporated milk. All right. Just going to pour this over all of it. And I'm going to top that with a little bit of garlic powder. Just kind of sprinkle it over. You really won't know it's there. Just gives it a little bit of a sharper taste, and a little bit of onion powder. And I'm not putting any more salt on this either. Alright, so we're going to put this in the oven, 325 degrees for 45 minutes to an hour. And we'll be ready to eat. I'm going to fix us some buttered Italian bread to go with it, and this will be our meal today. Alright y'all, when this gets done, we'll be back. Alright, the creamed vegetables are done. They cooked for right at 45 minutes. So we're going to take that lid off. And I had some extra cheese that was just a little bitty thing about like that. Sharp cheddar cheese, so we're going to put that on the top. Just like that. Actually, let me just take it like that and go on, put it all on. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of that cheese too. Spread it around. We'll just put a little paprika on there. And this is going to go right back in the oven long enough to melt this cheese. Well, actually, we'll put the lid back on it too. It smells really good. All right, y'all, hold on. Let me get this in the oven. I'll show you what else we're having. All right, with this meal, we are going to have some Crowder peas. These is Bush's Best, and they're just canned Crowder peas. And I can tell you that they have got some preservatives in them. let me read that. It's got calcium chloride, a firming agent, and let me see if I can see that. Disodium EDTA. It is a promotes color retention. Now I'll have to tell you, my grandmother used to can these beans all the time, and all she did is put water in there and a little bit of salt, and I don't recall them losing their color at all. I thought they looked really good and they tasted very good. Now these definitely smell like Crowder peas, but I wish they hadn't put those two things in there. Anyway, we're also going to have some applesauce. This is a chunky applesauce, and on top of it I crumbled up one of those peanut butter caramel type balls with the cornflakes in them, and I'm going to put them in the microwave and just melt that butter and heat up the applesauce. Now this is the chunky applesauce, which we prefer to regular applesauce. Alright y'all, I'm going to take that the creamed vegetables out of the oven, because I already know it's already melted the cheese, and we're going to put some little pieces of Italian bread in there just to get them slightly warm, and we're going to be ready to eat as soon as I get the tea ready. We'll be back and show you what it looks like on the plates. Okay, here's the meal. This is the creamed vegetables with the cheese on top. These are the Crowder peas, and I have tasted them. They're really quite good. I was surprised. And there's the chunky applesauce with one of those crumbled up little peanut butter and whatever cornflakes balls. And we got some buttered Italian bread. And this is our meal. Now, we've got half of this left, so we'll probably have that tomorrow along with something else. And it is quite good using the half and half. Or I guess it would be just about as good using the maybe evaporated milk would work too. All right, y'all, we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.